Hello everyone. In this tutorial, we are going to see how we can do the Rapidoreach Android SDK integration inside our Android app. Steps are available on rapidoreach.com under docs. Let's do it one by one. The first step is to get your API key. For that, I need to first log in to rapidoreach.com. Let me do the login. Let's click on login. I will enter my email ID and a password. After I do the login, towards the left hand side under apps, if I have an app already created, an app will be visible over here. I will click on go to details, and under credentials I can see an app key, which is nothing but an API key for my app. The next step is related to our project, an Android app. So let's quickly create an Android app, the basic Android app. I will open an Android Studio. I'll click on create new project. I will select a basic activity, click on next, and I will give some name to my app. I will be using Java language and click on finish. It will create an app, a basic app for me, just for testing. Now where are the steps? Yeah, over here. So first I will have to update modules build.gradle file, which I will find it over here inside gradle script build.gradle for a module. I'll have to make sure that minimum SDK version should be greater than 16, which is mentioned in the document. And under dependencies, I will have to add all missing dependencies. I will just copy and paste it over here. Now Android X app compact, I am already using it, so this one is already imported. So I will just delete this line and keep play services and Rapidoreach library included under dependencies. Whenever we do modification in build.gradle file, Android Studio will ask you to click on sync now. The same option will be available over here under file, synchronize project with Gradle files. I will click on sync now, and let's now see the next step, which is to update project's build.gradle file, which is this one, build.gradle for a project. I will double click on this, and under all projects repositories below JCenter I will add flat directory dis libs. This will configure my app to consider whatever I put inside my libs directory to be taken up as a repository or a library. Once again I will have to click on sync now. Now one step which we missed is we will have to download the SDK. So let's download the SDK. I will have to click on this link. It will take me to a GitHub page of Android native SDK. I'll click on download. At the time of this recording, Rapidoreach SDK version is 1.0.0.aar. I will save this file at appropriate location on my system. Let's go back to Android Studio and change the view to a project view, where inside app directory I will find libs folder. Let's drag and drop the library to libs folder. This is the library. I will drag it and drop it over libs folder. Sometimes it will give you this message that indexing is in progress, move refactoring is not available while indexing is in progress. You just have to click OK and wait for a few seconds and try adding your library again. This time it will ask you to move the file. Click on refactor, so it will move my .aar package, which is Rapidoreach library, to libs folder, and then it will become a part of my project. Now let's follow the next steps. This one, if you are using ProGuard, then this particular step is applicable. If not, you can continue to the next step. In my case, I'm not using ProGuard, so I will continue to the next step, which says we have to import SDK in Android activity, main activity.java. So let's do that. Let me first copy the first line and paste it in main activity.java. so that Android SDK, Rapidoreach SDK will be made available. Now here it is giving me an error that cannot resolve symbol Rapidoreach. This means even though I have added Rapidoreach library inside my libs folder, but it is not actually being considered as a library for my project. So to resolve this, I will just have to go to File and click on Sync Project with Gradle files. If you add this library before editing build.gradle file, this particular error will not occur. So now this import has worked. Let me copy all other lines as well. Next step is that we have to extend. We have already extended, but we have to implement some of the listeners on my main activity, because we want to have some callback mechanism, or we want to have some methods which Rapidoreach library or an SDK will call to inform how much a user earned during the session, or how much user has earned when he has opened the iframe. For that, I will have to put here implements, Rapidoreach reward listener, Rapidoreach survey available listener, and Rapidoreach survey listener. Once you do this, Android Studio will say that this is an error, but nothing to worry. You just have to hover over this error and click on more actions and select implement methods. By default, there are 4 methods will be selected, or whichever the mandatory methods for the listeners will be selected. You just have to click on OK. It will add these 4 methods. We will come back to these methods later. Let's see the next step. We have implemented the interfaces. This is done. Now we have to initialize Rapidoreach. The first command to initialize Rapidoreach, we will have to paste it under main activity on create over here. Whenever my app state is ready, I will have to initialize Rapidoreach. Here I will have to use my API key, which I can get it from over here, and a user ID. User ID should be the unique identifier for user who has logged into my app. This is important, and this one will be passed on once user has attempted the survey through a callback. For a time being, because this is a test app, I will use a hard-coded value for the user ID. And I will select parent activity as this. This means the main activity. Now there are few methods available to customize the navigation header of the iframe or the SDK. Here we can customize the navigation bar text. Here I will put SYK app, and the same will be available. We will see it. And to set up a listeners, we will have to add these methods. Now the next step is to open a reward center. To open a reward center, I need to have a button on which I can click to open a reward center. Let's see that how I can add a button. Under layout, I will use fragment first, and here let's simply add one button. Okay, I have added a button. I will quickly align it like this, and I will name this button appropriately. I put a name as Rapidoreach Reward Center or Open Reward Center, and button ID BTN Open Reward Center. You can select any name and any ID, whichever is appropriate for you, but just remember what ID it is. Now I will have to go to fragment first, or first fragment, and inside on view created, I will have to write a function to handle the click event of the button. Here view dot find view by ID r.id dot button open reward center. What needs to be done on click of this? I will have to set on click listener. This is on click listener, and on click listener will have one on click method as an override, inside which I can write the code which I want to execute on click of a button. So on click of a button, I want to open a reward center. To open a reward center, this particular code I can copy and paste. But now Rapidoreach library is not imported over here, so I'll have to just import it. Done. Now this library is imported. Let's see what happens, whether I am able to run this app or not. I will select the emulator and click on run. Here is an emulator and it's showing app has crashed. Let's see in a logcat. I think I will have to do it again to see what has happened. Yeah. In a logcat, I have seen this kind of a warning or a message that the Google Mobile Ads SDK was initialized incorrectly. AdMob publishers should follow the instructions here. So let's click on this link. Here it is shown that we need to update Android manifest.xml file to include AdMob ID for an app, that is my app. For a time being, I will just copy this example which is provided and put it under Android manifest file, which is available over here under application. I will also have to copy the sample AdMob app ID and put it over here. This time my app should run. Let's see. It is working. My app has launched in an emulator and I see Open Reward Center button. Let's click on this button to open a reward center. Once user has clicked on that button, it will show you a reward center and where user can create his profile. Let me quickly create a profile. And a date of birth. What is yeah. I've selected my basic profile. Now the basic profile is complete. I can start completing the surveys. It will show up some of the surveys after it is loaded. Now I can attempt the surveys, one survey or a multiple surveys. After I'm done with this, I will click on this close button and it will come back to my app. Now Rapidoreach SDK will provide a way by which SDK will inform your app on how many coins or how many virtual currency points have been earned during the session, during the time when iframe or the SDK was active or when user attempted the surveys. That is where these listeners comes in. On reward will notify how many points user has earned. Let's check. Points earned by user. And let's find out whether reward center open and reward center close events are being triggered and are being notified correctly. Okay. Let's rerun our app and check the console for these notifications. My app has been launched and immediately it will notify on reward function with the points which are earned by the user if there are some pending points available for that user which he might have earned during the last session. For example, if user open up the reward center, earns some of the points, and due to some reason if app closes or he disconnects the phone or something has happened, then whenever he open an app again, it will first check for if there are some pending points for that user, and on the first initialization it will notify the points if user has earned some of the points. Then once I click on open reward center, it will open up the reward center. I will attempt some of the surveys and then I will click on close. This time, because I have returned to my app, the respective points whichever earned during the session will be notified again. Whenever I open reward center, the on reward center open event will be triggered, or this function will be called, or when I close the reward center, on reward center close function will be called. This particular Rapidoreach survey available will notify whether the surveys are available for the users or not. Let's see this is also in action. The very first start, Rapidoreach survey available, true, that means surveys are available. In the previous session, user has earned 91,300 points. I will click on open reward center. The on reward center open event has triggered. I will attempt some of the surveys. I will earn something during this session. I will close, and the close reward center has been triggered, and the points earned during the session have been notified. This completes the Android SDK implementation. Thank you very much.